We are back with another video today, and today we are going to be making one trade for every single NBA team before the deadline. Now, this is the craziest NBA trade deadline, I think, in history, to be honest. I mean, just the Luka and LeBron trade, or the Luka and Anthony Davis trade, made it that. I mean, I think that's probably one of the craziest moments in NBA history, to be honest. But yeah, so let's get into this video. We are using the start from today option that 2K does provide, and 2K is actually coming up clutch this year. They're updating the rosters pretty often. As you guys see, we got Anthony Davis on the Mavs, and the trade I'm most surprised that they have done is the Spurs. They already updated the Spurs trade. De'Aaron Fox is on the San Antonio Spurs, so we don't need to go fix that. And basically what we're going to be doing, as I already said, we're making one trade for every single team. So, but yeah, before we get into the first trade, we are on the road to 10,000 subscribers. If you could, it would be greatly appreciated to hit that subscribe button. Also, while you're at it, if you could drop a like on the video, let's set this like goal of today's video at 97 likes. I think we could do 97 likes. Let's try and get 97 likes on today's video, and yeah, let's get into these trades. So honestly, I'm gonna try and make some crazy trades this video. You know, you might not agree with some of the trades I make. After Luka got traded to the Lakers, I really don't think anything is like that crazy anymore. I mean, Fox just got traded to play with Wemby Yabala to the Spurs. I mean, I don't think anything's that crazy. So all right, so the first team we're gonna be starting on, why not the Los Angeles Lakers? They need a big man, so we're gonna try and trade for a good big man for the Lakers, because if not, Jokic might fry him for like a 70-piece triple-double in the Western Conference playoffs. So basically, whatever team we make a trade with, guys, is going to be counted as a team that made a trade too. So we're gonna be making a total of 15 trades before this trade deadline, and I'm not really gonna go off based off every team's needs. Some teams I might just get crazy with and just, like, you know, do some random stuff, but the Lakers are obviously in need of a center, so let's go try and find them a center. All right, we got our first trade. Now, Austin Reeves is tough, don't get me wrong, but if the Lakers have Bron and Luka, Bron might only be playing for this season and one more season, so they gotta be in real win now mode, and they need an actual center, so you might have to give up a future piece like Austin Reeves. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I think Dalton Connect's gonna be better than Reeves, in my opinion anyway, so dealing Reeves for Harvestine, I don't think it's the worst thing. I mean, they did just trade for DFS, but they do got Roy that could kind of fill in for that role. They got Vanderbilt off the bench. I mean, I think this is a decent trade. All right, so that's the first trade sent through. OKC and the Lakers are taken care of. All right, next trade we're making, sending Jimmy Butler to the Denver Nuggets for MPJ and Zeke. I'm not even gonna try and say his last name. Yeah, I was trying to see if we could get him to Phoenix, like where Jimmy wants to go, but there was really no way I could like try and cook up a trade to Phoenix. So this was probably the like best offer. I don't know if it's the best offer for the Heat, getting a shot chucker with MPJ, getting paid $115 million a year, but we're trying to create some chaos, right? We're not looking for the best deal for each single team. So Jimmy Butler to the Denver Nuggets, teaming up with Jokic and Russell Westbrook. Let's send it through. You guys gotta let me know too, who was the what was the biggest fleece in this video, and what team like won the trade deadline the most. Let's move on to the third trade. We're gonna do the Phoenix Suns. Now, they've been trying to trade Brad Beal, so let's go cook up some trades for Brad Beal and see what we could get. This was a trade I think that's gonna be made, or it was talked about being made in real life. Chris Middleton for Bradley Beal. I don't know how I felt about that. A lot of Bucks fans did not want that to go through, or did not want that to happen. I don't know how Phoenix Suns fans felt about that. Low-key didn't hear any Phoenix Suns fans talking about it, but we could send him to Dallas, which would be interesting, but I feel like they wouldn't give up. Like, giving up PJ Washington and Gafford is kind of crazy. I mean, they still have what takes away their big man depth. Kind of, they do have AD. This would be an interesting trade. I don't think I'm gonna do that, because that kind of takes away a lot of Dallas's big man depth, and I kind of want to see Dallas's team kind of still pretty similar to what it was with this AD trade, just to see how they do going into the simulation. So we're gonna send this through and send Bradley Beal to the Bucks for Chris Middleton, so like kind of like a player swap. They also get Brook Lopez too, so I think the Suns honestly might win this trade, because they already got KD and Devin Booker. They don't really need a third like ball dominant guy that just go get a bucket like Bradley Beal. So yeah, I think the Suns might win that trade. Brad Beal might fit well and fit nice on the Bucks as well too. I mean, Brad Beal is still the bucket. I'm not disrespecting Brad Beal at all. So there's rumors going around right now. The Warriors are trying to trade for another star player. So I heard like Kevin Durant, LeBron, they were trying to trade for, which I mean, they just traded for Luka, so I don't know if the Lakers are gonna give up LeBron. But another name I was hearing was Paul George. So we're gonna be sending Paul George to the Golden State Warriors for Andrew Wiggins and Gary Payton. Now, sending GP away, that's tough, because you know I mess with Gary Payton. I think Paul George is an upgrade for Andrew Wiggins. I don't really know why the Sixers would do this trade. Maybe because Andrew Wiggins is 29 and then Gary Payton's 32 and Paul George has been injured, but we're gonna send it through. All right, next trade. I mean, we gotta make a trade for every team, so we're sending Anfernee Simons to the Chicago Bulls for Alonzo Ball and Jalen Smith. I mean, definitely think the Blazers probably win this trade, because especially Lonzo's on his last year of his deal, so I don't know if he's going to re-sign with the Bulls or re-sign with the, he probably will not re-sign with the Blazers if he gets traded to Portland, let's be honest. But yeah, we're going to send that through. I mean, I think this makes up a little bit for what happened last night. They got robbed last night. Like, that was actually insane. I don't know what they were doing. Like, you couldn't get anything better for Zach LaVine than Trey Jones, Zach Collins, and Kevin Huerter. I mean, come on, bro. That's terrible. And they got their own pick back. That's like me stealing something from you and then giving it to you for like a Christmas present. Like, that just made no sense. I mean, honestly, the Bulls are like probably the biggest losers right now at this trade deadline. So I mean, the Clippers have been playing good. They did just make a trade like for PJ Tucker and Mo Bamba, which I didn't really understand as a Clippers fan this season. I guess, yeah, a fan this season, like a just like supporter. I want to see like James Harden and Kawhi win a ring. I mean, I know the Thunder are in the West, so it might be tough, but I don't know if I really agreed with that trade, to be honest. Like, I don't know. Personally, I think I'd rather have Mo Bamba than Drew Eubanks. That might be a hot take, but I don't really think I want to trade like a big name on the Clippers. You know, they've been playing good. I really like their depth they have this season. I think they have a really deep team, and I don't really think a lot of people notice how just like deep their bench is. Like, just a lot of good role players. I might just see if we can get Eubanks off the team. All right, I'm gonna send Eubanks packing. He just got to LA. We're gonna send him packing again, right to Philly. To Philly you go, buddy. We're gonna get Andre Drummond on the Clippers. I think we already made a trade for the Sixers, so that just counts as a trade for the Clippers. You know, some teams might get multiple trades this video, some teams might get one. That's just how it's gonna go. And you know what? If Nico, whatever his name is, the general manager of the Dallas Mavericks, can do it, I could do it too. Let's make an awful trade. Let's trade a 26-year-old franchise star player, Jason Tatum, for a good player in Jaren Jackson. But I mean, I obviously would not trade Jaren Jackson for Jason Tatum, but let's trade Jason Tatum and team him up with Ja Morant. Why not? I'm not really trying to see the Celtics repeat, so let's do it. It was like a cap problem, but I'm really not trying to see the Celtics repeat. So Jason Tatum, you're now a Memphis Grizzly. Jaren Jackson goes to the Celtics. I mean, the Celtics are still gonna be good with Jaren, to be honest, but if you're a Celtics fan watching this video, that's tough, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. We're gonna go ahead and send over 90 overall Trae Young to the Orlando Magic for KCP and Jonathan Isaac. Now, again, don't really know if this trade will go through in real life, but you just don't know anymore, to be honest. Like, some of these teams get robbed. The trade difficulty is not changed at all. It's just normal trade difficulty. So we're gonna send this through. Trae Young, welcome to the Orlando Magic. Kay Cunningham is gonna be the Detroit franchise, and I don't think he's ever leaving Detroit, so why not trade him right now and form a super team for KD in Phoenix and see if they can make a run for the championship. All right, so the Wizards haven't made a trade, the Rockets haven't made a trade. I'm gonna go ahead and trade Fred VanVleet for Jordan Poole. To be honest, I think Jordan Poole's contract is pretty big, to be honest. I mean, well, not really. I mean, Fred VanVleet's on a $42 million salary this year, but and they just pay anyone in the NBA a bag. So I don't even know if 29 mil is like a huge that's actually a pretty big contract still, to be honest. A year, 3 years, 95 mil. I mean, that's still pretty big. But Wizards agrees to the offer. Jordan Poole is now the new starting point guard for the Houston Rockets. Onto the team with maybe the smartest GM of all time, Nico, whatever his name is. We're gonna trade Dante Exum for Jalen Wilson. There really wasn't anything I was seeing with the Mavericks that looked interesting, so we're just gonna trade a bag of barbecue chips for a bag of like plain Lay's potato chips. Really nothing crazy. You know, like I said, to be honest, I don't really want to mess with the Mavs and Lakers rosters too much, especially the Mavs roster, and I just want to see like how they do in the simulation once we start simulating the games, because I want to see how some of these like IRL trade videos played out. I mean, we already did a simulation with the trade, but you know, we get another one in here with some like additions to the different rosters and stuff like that, you know, with some of the trades that we've made. You know, we have made some crazy trades, so the league is definitely going to look a little different going into the playoffs. And you know what? I'm forming super teams today. That's what we're doing. We're sending LaMelo Ball, or maybe not super teams, but dynamic duos. LaMelo Ball is going to be teaming up with Anthony Edwards. We're sending LaMelo Ball for Rudy Gobert to the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm sorry, Charlotte Hornets fans. I wouldn't wish getting Rudy Gobert on my team on my worst enemy, but we're sending LaMelo to team up with Ant. I think that'd be a cool duo to see how they do in the playoffs, so we're going to send them through. All right, so we're to the playoffs. I made trades for some teams. I think I might have missed some teams, but there really wasn't like anything crazy you can get on both teams like that's worth showing you guys. Like, it's like I said, it's like trading like a bag of Lay's potato chips for a bag of barbecue Lay's potato chips. It's literally just switching like if you like barbecue or normal chips better. It's nothing like crazy. So I show like most of the trades that were crazy that we made, or like just I guess out there or different like trades that maybe Nico would make for some of the teams. But we're to the MVP screen, and Jokic wins the MVP over SGA. Now this is false. We all know who the MVP is. We all know the MVP is really why can I not find him? This man right here. We all know the MVP is that man right there, not Derek White. Accidentally hit square, but SGA is the real MVP so far this season. Maybe some changes in the second half of the season and Jokic does win it, but so far I think SGA is the MVP. Zach wins Rookie of the Year, Scoop Most Improved Player, Wemby Yabala Defensive Player of the Year, 3.3 blocks per game. That's crazy. Eamon Thompson Most Improved Player, Jalen Green Clutch Player of the Year, and then Thunder win Coach of the Year. All NBA first team is Jokic, Giannis, Wemby, SGA, and the newest Memphis Grizzly, Jason Tatum. Let's see how Tatum's doing doing on the Grizzlies, or finished out his season on the Grizzlies. This was, I think, the craziest trade we made. 26.2 points per game for Tatum, 8.5 boards, and 5.4 assists. So a good season from JT. Trae Young on his new team, the Orlando Magic, made the All-NBA second team. Anthony Davis as well on his new team made the All-NBA second team, along with Sabonis, Kate Cunningham, and LeBron. And this is what the All-NBA third team is looking like. Everyone's still on their normal teams here. Now we're into the playoffs, and the Lakers and Mavericks actually match up in a play-in game. So they swap teams or swap stars, and they end up playing each other in the play-in game. So we definitely got to tune into that. The other play-in game is the Clippers versus the Golden State Warriors. OKC grabbed the 1 seed in the West, Denver with the 2 seed in the West. Now the Nuggets do have Jimmy Butler, if you did forget. So it seems like the Jimmy Butler edition definitely helped them. Memphis Grizzlies with the 3 seed with Ja and Tatum matching up against the Spurs in the first round. That's going to be a good matchup. And then we have the possibility, if both of these teams come out of the West, for the Mavs to match up against the Nuggets, or no, the Thunder, and the Lakers to match up against the Nuggets. We have some good possibilities for these series out in the West. The East, the Celtics still had the 1 seed, Cavs with the 2 seed, Celtics with the new addition of Jaren Jackson Jr. The Bucks and Heat are in the play-in, and then Philly made it all the way out of their bad record in the Eastern Conference and got into the play-in game, and now playing Trae Young in the Orlando Magic. Trae Young and Paolo, that could be a nasty duo. All right, so into the first play-in game, we got the Mavs versus the Lakers. It is 97-104. Lakers are up, but they just cut it to a 5-point game. So we're gonna hop in and watch this final minute 20, see if the Mavs could pull off the comeback. All right, into the first play-in game of the playoffs. Now, whoever loses this playoff game is not out because it's the 7th and 8th seed. But I mean, it's the Lakers versus the Mavs, so we definitely had to hop in and watch this final minute because it is a close game. As LeBron just got that layup right there to make it a 7-point game. So not as close anymore, to be honest with you. If the Lakers get a stop here, the game is probably over, and the Mavs are gonna have to play another play-in game. AD misses the layup. Jackson Hayes gets a stop, and their new addition Isaiah Harveston almost got that rebound, but he didn't. And it looks like Luka's gonna kind of just try and dribble the possession out, maybe take some time up. Isaiah Harveston thought he was a point guard. I don't know who he thought he was. Isaiah Harveston just thought he was like Kevin Durant or something. And Klay Thompson trying to keep the Mavs in the game. Unless they hit a 3 right here, it's most likely game. Kyrie must have fouled out or something because Kyrie's not in the game. AD on the catch, driving on Harveston. Oh my God, just put Jackson Hayes in a body bag, and that is why the Lakers need a center. That is why the Lakers need a center, and that's why we tried and traded them for Harveston. LeBron, I don't know what he just... that was a pass. I thought that was a shot, but he just threw a pass. It goes out of bounds. But I'm just gonna sim to the end because this game is most likely over. Yeah, 111-102 Lakers. LeBron with 32. Luka 22, 8, and 12. AD with 31 and 11. Did Kyrie foul out, or just we're not playing up at the end of the game? No, yeah, Kyrie did foul out. 14 points for Kyrie. So not the best game for Kyrie, to be honest, but did have 4 steals, so that's pretty good. So Lakers earned themselves a playoff bid. They got to go play the new and improved Denver Nuggets with Jimmy Butler. So that's gonna be a good series. Now we got the Clippers versus the Golden State Warriors in the 9-10 game, and whoever loses that game is actually out of the playoffs. And the Golden State Warriors, with the addition of Paul George, put up 77 points. 77 points. That is an awful performance from the Warriors in a playing game. Powell with 24, Kawhi with 24, Porter 14, Harden had 4 points, 3 boards, 8 assists. All right, 2K, let's stop the Harden disrespect, because there's no way James Harden's playing a game and taking 4 shots, bro. He's not taking 4 shots. He's taking at least 10 shots on the Clippers. There's no way he's taking 4 shots. So let's stop the disrespect, 2K. Curry had 19, Paul George was 16, and just not enough. Just not enough at all. Now we got the East playing games, Bucks, Heat, and I accidentally just hit simulate playing when I meant to hit simulate with the Simcast so we could hop in, but this was the playing results. The Bucks beat the Heat. They beat them 124-111 with the new addition of Bradley Beal, Dame 28, Giannis 25, Brad Beal 16. Hero did have 34, MPJ 22, Bam 31 and 13. I mean, 34 points, 12 assists for Hero, 31 and 13 for Bam, 22 for MPJ, and they still lost by 13 points. That's terrible. That doesn't even make sense, to be honest. I mean, I guess the Bucks players had pretty good games too, but Hero and Bam were hooping. After trading Paul George for Andrew Wiggins, Philly did get sent home by the Orlando Magic, but then the Orlando Magic went on to lose to the Miami Heat in the play-in. So Trae Young and the Magic don't even make the playoffs. Trae Young and Paolo 23 and 22, and they don't make the playoffs. So let's hop into these playoff series. I'm gonna hop into these games. We're gonna hop into these games games and watch them if they do get close. Oh, and Dallas beat the Clippers, so Dallas did make the playoffs as well. So yeah, we're gonna hop into these games if they are close. I wasn't even paying attention to the Lakers series. The Lakers just got 4-0 swept by the Nuggets with Jokic and Jimmy Butler. Murray had 34, Jokic 21, and Jimmy 19. And Luka and LeBron, even with the addition of Isaiah Harvestein, first round exits to the Denver Nuggets. OKC and Dallas is 2-2. Rockets just got 4-1 by LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, and the Timberwolves. And then we have a 3-2 series between the Spurs against Jason Tatum and Ja Morant. So Jason Tatum and Ja Morant need to lock in because they are down 3-2 to the Spurs. Let's hop in and watch this game 6 if it is close. All right, game 6 is a 4-point game. Grizzlies trying to stay alive in San Antonio. Let's hop in and watch this final 50. It is the Grizzlies ball. So Ja Morant getting guarded by De'Aaron Fox, trying to ice the game. Ja drives. I don't know what he was thinking shooting a floater by Wemby. That's most likely not going to work out. I mean, Wemby blocks like everything in a 4-mile radius near him. His wingspan is like the size of an airplane. Not even trying to glaze, but yeah, they just got to steal. Brandon Clark with that dunk. De'Aaron Fox now getting guarded by Ja Morant. And I mean, this game's most likely over. We're most likely going to a game 7. Wemby with the step back midi does knock it down. 4-point game. I'm going to sim to the end because I'm not really trying to watch a free throw contest between the teams and like a foul off. And the Grizzlies are most likely going to win that, and they do. 106-101. Wemby 27 and 13. De'Aaron Fox 24 points. Tatum though 29 points. Ja Morant 22 points. I mean, look, I wanted to see how the Spurs were going to do with the De'Aaron Fox edition. This is kind of an unfair matchup for him in the first round. I mean, Ja Morant and Jason Tatum duo might be a kind of unfair matchup. But in the East, we got 3-2 in the Milwaukee series. The Knicks 4-0 the Hawks. Pacers 4-2 the Detroit Pistons. That's one of the teams we did not make a trade for. Was the Pacers. The Celtics 4-1 the Heat. So even without Jason Tatum, the Celtics still doing good. All right, we got game 6 though of the Mavericks versus the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Mavericks are up 14 with a minute left. So the Mavericks are gonna actually knock the Thunder out in 6 games. AD with 41-11, Kyrie with 35, Klay Thompson with 15, SGA with a 30 piece. Not enough, and the Mavericks put up 150 points. They let the Thunder score 132 points. Not even an overtime game. 150-132. That's a high scoring game. So much for defense wins championships, like that Nico guy was saying. That's why they traded for 80. They still let up 132 points, but they did just beat the Thunder. The East second round is set. Boston, Indiana, Cleveland, New York. Is Cleveland just 4-2 Milwaukee, even with the addition of Bradley Beal? I just realized the Suns didn't even make the playoffs with the addition of Chris Middleton, so maybe losing Bradley Beal hurt them. And now we got 1 game left in the first round. Game 7 between Memphis and San Antonio. This should be a battle. It is a 3-point game with 26 seconds left. I don't know whose ball it is, but the Spurs are up 3. We're loading in. It looks like it is the Spurs ball, but there is a 2-second difference. So let's see if they foul or not. So they're not going to foul. They have a timeout. I mean, if they get a stop, the Grizzlies are probably going to be able to call a timeout, advance the ball, and have like 1 shot for a 3-pointer. It's going to be like, you know, anywhere from like 4 to like 1 second left on the clock if they get this ball back. But Chris Paul's not trying to let that happen. They throw it to Wemby. Wemby makes the layup, and just like that, Jason Tatum and Ja Morant get bounced by Wemby and De'Aaron Fox. So we kind of threw an unfair matchup at them in the first round, and they still take care of the Grizzlies. 109-104. Ja 30, Tatum 28, Desmond Bane 23. Wemby though had 35, 17, and 4 steals. He did not block a shot that game, which usually is having like 2, 3, 4 blocks a game. But De'Aaron Fox 12 points, Keldon Johnson 19 points. What did Castle do? Castle with 4 points and 4 assists. So good game from the Spurs. 109-104. They're advancing on to the second round. They're playing the Nuggets, right? I think they're playing the Nuggets. Yeah, they're matching up against the Denver Nuggets. So let's simulate through these games. If it's any close series, we will definitely hop in and watch these. All right, so every series is a 3-1 series right now besides Denver and San Antonio. This is a 3-2 series, and San Antonio's facing elimination against Denver in game 6 in San Antonio. Now Denver with Jokic and Jimmy Butler has been kind of unstoppable, seeming like. It seems like they've been playing really well together, but it looks like the Spurs are going to stay alive for at least 1 more game. They're advancing it on 129-108 going to a game 7. We got 2 more game 6s popping up. We got Celtics Pacers and Minnesota Dallas. So LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards can close out the Mavericks right here, but the Mavs are not going to let that happen. 134-110. Uncle Drew's 47 leads our Mavericks over the Timberwolves 134-110. So Kyrie just dropped 47 points. Anthony Davis 29, 9 and 7. Anthony Edwards had 29, LaMelo 22, and Julius Randle 24. But I mean, Kyrie was not trying to go home. Just dropped 47 on the Mavericks. Celtics Pacers. We're gonna hit somebody through that game. I really don't care to watch a Celtics Pacers game, to be honest with you. And now we got Boston, New York set in the Eastern Conference Finals, and both Western Conference games are going to a game 7. I think this is the first game. Yeah, this is the game that tips off first. So let's check this game out. It's been close throughout the whole game. 92-86 7, 5 minutes left, or basically 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And this thing's going back and forth, to be honest. Spurs were pulling away a little bit. I think they got up like 8 points, but now it is a 4-point game again with a minute and 18 left. So a minute 18 left, 102-98 Spurs in Denver. What are Jimmy Butler and the Nuggets going to do? De'Aaron Fox is not in the game right now. I'm not seeing. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe my eyes are not working correctly, but he's not in the game, so he might have fouled out. Wemby, I think, just got a 3-second. Yeah, Wemby gets a 3-second, so that's a bad turnover. Let's see if maybe Fox is subbing in. Okay, Fox did just sub in. I don't know why he was out of the game in like the final like 5 minutes even, but he just subbed in. Westbrook getting guarded by Fox down to Jokic. Jokic getting guarded by Wemby. This is an interesting matchup right here. Wemby does kind of get fried sometimes when he goes against stronger centers. Jokic kind of babies him a little bit, but Wemby kind of, I guess, holds his ground. I don't know. Jokic like bumped him off the body, but Wemby was able to get good contests on the shot still because he's so long. Pause. De'Aaron Fox though, spin move, and that's the dagger almost. 6-point game. I mean, I'd call that the dagger. I mean, there's been crazy comebacks before in these videos, so I never really ever want to call anything a dagger. As Jokic puts up a crazy shot, Wemby good contest on it again. Jimmy Butler from the corner misses. Wemby with the board, and the new look Spurs are sending Jimmy Butler and Jokic home. That is surprising. I'm not gonna lie. I thought the Nuggets were gonna win that series, but the Spurs are going on to the Western Conference Finals. 24, 11, and 11 for Jokic with 5 steals. Jimmy Butler had 14 that game, only 8 shots. Would have liked to see Jimmy shoot more. 26 points for De'Aaron Fox, 25, 10, and 6 for Wemby with 2 blocks, and had some good stops on Jokic to end the game. I mean, Wemby was getting like bumped by Jokic. He wasn't like, you know, able to keep up with him strength wise, but he was getting good contests on the shot still, like I was saying. But now we're going to game 7, Minnesota Dallas. Game 7, 95-104, a minute and 12 left. It looks like Dallas is going to get sent home. They do get sent home, 108-98, and LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards are going on to the Western Conference Finals. Now, this Spurs team was one of the teams that really didn't get like one of those super team deals because they already got De'Aaron Fox before the deadline, or before this video was made in real life, so they did not get like a huge trade, and they have took on the super teams kind of that we have formed. They kind of had an unlucky draw because we really formed like kind of 3 like newer super teams, I guess you could say, in the Grizzlies with Jason Tatum, and then they had to go on and play Denver with Jimmy Butler and Jokic in the next round, and now they got to play LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards in the next round. So they've played like all 3 super teams kind of that have been formed in this video, or maybe not like super teams, but you know, just like really like upgraded teams. Knicks 4-1 the Celtics, so they make quick work of the Celtics definitely missing Jason Tatum there, and it is now a 3-2 series with the Spurs. Can the Spurs close out the Timberwolves and make the NBA Finals? Can we get a Spurs Knicks Finals? Not yet. At least the Timberwolves win that next game by 12 points, 134-122. De'Aaron Fox with 33, Wemby 29-11. Ant dropped 38 though, LaMelo 33, and we're going to a game 7. Game 7 is going to be in Minnesota as well, and it is a 4-point game with a minute left. The Spurs are not up this time though, and we load into Julius Randle on the free throw line. I don't know if this is free throw 1 or 2, to be honest with you. It looks like they just made subs, so I think this should be free throw 2. Maybe he got fouled on a 3-pointer. I don't know, because they were just showing the subs that were checking in on the side, or they're just checking in right now. I don't know. It was glitched. But 5-point game right now. Randall makes it a 6-point game. A minute left. Gonna be a tough comeback from the Spurs, coming back from 6 in a minute. Wemby and Fox, I apologize to you guys. You know, you guys kind of just went through a gauntlet in the playoffs. That might be one of the toughest that's probably the toughest playoff path to make it to the finals ever. And De'Aaron Fox drives. I thought that was going to be called a foul, but it was not called a foul. And that's most likely going to do a 6-point game with 40 seconds left, and the Timberwolves have the ball. 105-108, the game does end. Julius Randle 24 leading the T-Wolves. Nasri 15, Melo 14, and Ant 14. Rob Dillingham getting some minutes too, 18 minutes, 12 points. They need to start this man in real life. It's time, Timberwolves. It's time to start Rob. 21 points, 17 boards for Wemby with 2 steals, 3 blocks. Fox with 20. I apologize. Spurs, you guys had a tough run. Melo wins the Western Conference Finals MVP, and Cat wins the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Now the Spurs are going to get a fair run. After the trade deadline on Thursday, I'm going to make a video where I simulate the season after the trade deadline with all the new teams and all the new looks at the team. So there will be no Jason Tatum on the Grizzlies and LaMelo Ball on the Minnesota Timberwolves. So we got Minnesota Timberwolves versus the New York Knicks in the NBA Finals. The Knicks take the first 2 games. Timberwolves bounce back and clap back with that game. And now is a 2-2 series. They take 2 games in a row. This is a big game right here. Let's see who can win this one. Knicks take it 3-2. So T-Wolves are now facing elimination, down 3-2. So the Knicks were for another team that really didn't get like a super team type of trade or a really big blockbuster type of trade that we did in this video, and they go ahead and win the NBA championship still. So they said, whatever super team you throw at us out the West, whatever team you throw at us out the East, doesn't matter. We're still going to win a championship. Knicks 4-2 the T-Wolves, and they beat them by 50 points in game 6. 35 for Brunson with 8 assists, Towns with 20 and 11, and Ant 27, LaMelo 20. So with all the trades, the Knicks do go on to win this season. I'm going to run it back one more season. LeBron is trying to retire over the offseason. We're going to override that and get one more year of him and Luka. Golden State Warriors win the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. So Cooper Flag is now a Golden State Warrior. Jokic, another MVP. Cooper Flag wins Rookie of the Year on Golden State. I want to see how he affected their record. P. Giddy, 6th Man of the Year. Wemby, DPOY. Marcus Sazzer, Most Improved. Scoot, Clutch Player of the Year. And Michael Malone wins Coach of the Year. So 60 and 22, first place for the Denver Nuggets with Jimmy Butler. Luka makes the All-NBA first team along with Wemby, Giannis, Jokic, and Cade. So Cade Cunningham making his way to an All-NBA first team this season. 28.6 points per game for Cade. Cade's really been taking those leaps in real life too. Cade's gonna be so nice. I mean, he already is really nice, but you know, I feel like the next like 1-2 seasons, he's really gonna become one of those like top players in the NBA. Curry did make an All-NBA team along with LeBron. They made the All-NBA third team. LaMelo and Anthony Edwards, the teammates, both on 4-year huge contracts, made the All-NBA third team as well. So let's go check out this playoff picture. Timberwolves somehow the 7th seed, Warriors 5th seed, so the Cooper Flag edition really did help. Sacramento's in the play-in, New Orleans in the play-in, Kevin Durant and Phoenix nowhere to be found in the playoffs once again, and then Boston, Orlando, Brooklyn, and Chicago in the East play-in. Now I'm gonna do like a quick run through of this playoffs just because I want to see like who would win it again. So we're gonna simulate like the first couple rounds and then maybe hop in towards the end because this video is getting a little long. If you guys want longer videos, let me know. I just feel like this video is kind of getting long, so maybe kind of like speed run this season a little bit and just see who wins it. We got a Dallas, San Antonio Western Conference Finals and Pacers, Cleveland Eastern Conference Finals. I just realized the Lakers with Bron and Luka didn't even make the play-in this year. I just realized that. And Denver got 4-1 with Jimmy Butler and Jokic after going 60 and 22 and Jokic winning the MVP. They got 4-1 by Houston. But all right, Spurs, Mavs, we're gonna simulate round on this as well. Looks like Wemby and the Spurs make the finals, beat the Mavs in 7 games, and then Halliburton and the Pacers win the Eastern Conference. So this should be Wemby and Fox's first ring, to be honest. Yeah, it is Wemby and Fox's first ring. 3-0 on the Pacers, 4-0 on the Pacers. Wemby and Fox win the championship. And to be honest, guys, I think this duo in real life is going to be scary. Let me know what you guys think of this duo is going to be scary in real life. But yeah, that's about it for this video. Let me know down below what was the best trade made in this video. Like I said, we weren't trying to make trades like professional GMs. We were just trying to make some, shake the league up. Yeah, drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, road to 10,000 subscribers, and that's about it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.